So our first matchup, top left corner there, is the Chiefs of Kansas City versus the Steelers that we had just discussed. Uh,
The
but
Kansas
you
City
want to
Patrick Mahomes versus the
Kansas City Patrick
Pittsburgh
Mahomes?
Ben Roethlisberger is
Yeah,
almost not playing anymore.
good. About time.
So I vote I say that we do this kind of like a snake, where like you make your pick, then I make mine, and then the next one I'll go
Okay,
first, kind of.
sure.
And since I won the pick last time in our NHL jersey draft, I'll let you take the
Fair.
first selection of this one.
Depot has won
And
the
also,
coin
I have a little bit of
toss.
phlegm that I need to try and clear while you
There you
do
go.
so.
I love it. I love it. Honestly, this is a good matchup. Like this is maybe one of the better ones. At least in the first round. It'll probably get better as we go. But I love the Steelers jerseys personally. The only thing I don't like about them is that I went to Purdue, which is a Big Ten school, and Iowa, another Big Ten school, just straight up copies the Steelers jerseys with a different number font, but I mean the same jersey design.
Which, like, let's be
So
fair,
I
that's
hate
on
that
Iowa, not the Steelers.
exactly. Oh, 100%. 100%. I'm just tired of seeing Iowa in general. But the Steelers have really nice jerseys. There really isn't much I change about them. I'd probably do a block font instead of the italicized brown line, but I don't mind it as is. Um, I obviously like the colors. I like the Chiefs jerseys as well. I think the Chiefs use I was gonna say the Chiefs use more of a combination, like different combinations of elements in terms of like uniform setups, as you can see kind of on the bottom. But I think the two shown here, their two primary ones, are their two best looks. Um, there was a tweet I read once, gosh, probably like a year ago now, that said like a football uniform needs to have two of the three main elements match to be good, and I kind of really agree with that. So the helmet, the jersey itself, and the pants, like both of the Chiefs uniforms here do that, where you have the two red elements in both. And I think the Steelers with, I guess their away doesn't technically do that because they have a black helmet, a white
If you count the
jersey, and
socks, though, because
fair,
I'd say
yeah.
that the helmet and the socks kind of balance each other out in that aspect.
I think I'm going to be bold here and go against my own team, and I think I can. I think I will say the Chiefs actually have better uniforms. Again, both are really good, but I think the Chiefs have a slight edge for me.
This is an extremely tough one for me because honestly, I think this is going to end up being one of the best matchups of this whole bracket.
Agreed.
Like,
I'm a
obviously,
little upset we started with it in hindsight.
yeah, I mean, we're going to get to the finals, and of course, those are going to be two that manage to last through everything else, which is, of course, going to be a
Right.
great matchup. But like, this is an incredible one to start out with, and an incredibly tough decision. The Steelers, it's classic, black and gold. Pittsburgh, of course, everybody in the city has that. But the Chiefs also have a very simple and traditional classic type of design. The block font and a lot of bright bold colors. Um, I don't really have too much to add, honestly, other than what you said. I think I was originally going to go for the Steelers and take the homer pick, but
hmm
it's just I think I'm gonna go Kansas City on this one, mainly because I think
Also,
I would make less changes to this set than I would the Steelers, because for the
fair.
Steelers, again, like you said, block font, like they have that throwback. They apparently had it. It's not down here. They had that throwback, which was literally this with the throwback font, the
With the
block
other font,
font,
yeah.
and it was fantastic. Like, I don't know why they don't. This isn't terrible. Like, let's be fair. I don't actually
It's
hate
good,
this font,
yeah.
but I think it's showing its age a little bit. So go back to the
Also, like
block font, go
kudos
classic.
kudos to the Steelers for being a black team, but actually wearing like bold pants. Like I think like
Yeah,
a lot of football teams like do a lot of mono black, and it's
which
fine,
according
but
to
I
this
think
the
this is a
Steelers
lot
do, but
more enjoyable.
as an alternate, I'm fine with that. And also,
Yeah, I
like,
think it's just their color rush that they have because that's the one with like yellow numbers and fully yellow
yeah,
striping.
which, like,
Yeah.
I can take that for an alternate for sure.
hmm
And the whole I don't like black jerseys type of thing. It certainly
Right.
carries over here a little bit, but there's a big difference between really any other sport than hockey, and
I was
you
gonna
know
say the Steelers are coincidentally a lot like the Penguins, where like it's a black jersey and it's a white jersey, but there's so much yellow on the shoulders, so like it is a very strong.
Yeah, I mean more in the sense of, like, there's a difference between hockey and every other sport, and hockey has
Oh,
white ice as the backdrop, and
fair.
football, baseball has green grass, so that's some color, and basketball has the you know brownish, tannish
Woodish.
court,
Yeah.
with some variation by team on that, depending on what design they have on their court. So the black jerseys, while not the greatest, still are less. It's less of a problem for
Less
sure.
boring.
Um, but yeah, I mean, these are both fantastic jerseys. The Steelers easily could have made it to like the final four, or at the very least the next round if they were against just about anybody else on this
Hmm.
bracket.
And
But
honestly, I don't think they
you
do it,
know,
but this is a matchup that could work as a color on color, which I
yeah,
like. It does have. I don't know that it happens in NFL football that much, but I know in college it happens quite a bit. But I think it's purely functional, and it would be a good looking game to do a color on color here.
yeah, you're not wrong because it's like literally everything is different. Like if you like go even from the shoes, like I mean, I guess those can kind of vary. Probably you got like yellow shoes. I can't see them in this picture. Never mind. You've got yellow pants. You've got white. You've got black. You've got red. You've got red. You got black.
Yeah, it got all these different elements. So
Not
something I'd
not a
like to.
single element is the same between these two teams, and they're
Right.
one's very bright, one's not so much. So yeah, you're not wrong. This would
So
be a great color on color.
so obviously
And the yellow
obviously
link,
the yellow complement. So obviously the Chiefs are going to move on for us. Something I'd like to ask, and I think maybe it'd be fun to do it for every matchup. Is just quickly. It doesn't need to have an explanation, but what would be your like ideal matchup of these? Like if you could say these are the jerseys you're wearing against each other. I think for me it would just be the Steelers' normal dark look. I don't want to call it home or road because the NFL is very open about whatever the home team decides. The away team just kind of does the opposite. I would say the Steelers black against the Chiefs white, both of which the ones that we have paired.
see, I think you nailed it with the color on color. I mean,
There you
opinions
go.
could change after it happens, but I'm a big proponent of color on color. The Steelers' black jersey, their white one's not bad, but I think the black one's a lot better. Colors are balanced a little bit better throughout the set. There's a much clearer hierarchy of like black and then yellow and then white, as opposed to the white
Mm-hmm.
one being a little bit more, fighting between, honestly, all three of the colors. Not in actually that terrible of a way, but it's the weaker of the two, versus the
Right.
bright red Chiefs. Yeah, so I'm gonna go the color on color for mine on that one.